I think if I hear you call me Becky one more time, six-pack, I'm gonna pop your tops. All six of them.
Who are you?
Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. This is another paid request, this time from Alban. And for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, feel free to send them either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box, if you wish to. It could be for pretty much anything. And this time I'm talking about Tears of the Sun from 2003. Now, I like this film. I think this film's underrated. I think it's a picture no one really talks about much. I know this film did not really do well when it came out. I don't know why it cost so much. Apparently, some places say this cost over $100 million. It does not look... It's a good-looking movie, but not $100 million. I don't know what the fuck happened with the budget, or if that's a misprint, or what the deal is. Because you don't hear many people talk about this film. Other than, apparently, Antoine Fuqua, the director, did not like working with Bruce Willis. Wow, what a surprise. A director not liking Bruce Willis. Also, Water is Wet. Because Bruce Willis pissed off Tony Scott, Last Boy Scout. He pissed off Kevin Smith with Cop Out. He pissed off the Rowdy Harrington, Striking Distance. I think some of the actors said he was a bit of a prick on Mercury Rising. I guess unless it's Tarantino or M. Night Shyamalan, if it's not them, you know. I don't know what I never understood what Bruce's deal was, but Antoine Fuqua at this time, he was on a streak of movies. He did The Replacement Killers, which I enjoy. I think that's an underrated film. He did a film called Bait with Jamie Foxx, which I actually like. A lot of people don't like the film, but I thought it's a fun movie. He did Training Day, which I like. He did this film, and then after this he would do films like Olympus Has Fallen. I believe he did that, and the Equalizer movies. And yeah, I always enjoyed this film. I always thought it was... I think I did see this in the theater when it came out. It's a very simple story. It takes place in Africa. Bruce Willis and his guys, including Cole Hauser from Pitch Black, Nick Chinland, who I remember he was on a couple of episodes of The X-Files. As a very creepy guy that would collect hair and fingernails. Very creepy guy on The X-Files. Also, this guy, Eamon Walker, he would actually be the bad guy in Blood and Bone with Michael Jai White. And again, there's a group of U.S. Navy SEALs. Bruce Willis leads them. They're supposed to get this doctor, played by Monica Bellucci. I think she was in Shoot 'Em Up with Clive Owen, which is a film I enjoy. Supposed to get her and these nuns out who work this missionary in Nigeria, in Africa. They don't want to leave without the refugees, without these, people they're taking care of. So Bruce Willis doesn't want to do. Then he's like, fine, we'll take them. But it's just to trick your ass. Because the nuns decide to stay behind. Only Monica Bellucci leaves with them. And then they trick Monica Bellucci to get on the chopper. They don't leave because that's their mission. Their mission is to protect her, not anybody else. And then they realize the devastation of the mission they were at previously, and then they have a change of heart, go back, and then decide, no, we're going to take everybody, all these people, to the border, and their journey to do that. It's a pretty straightforward, pretty simple setup. It's well photographed. I love the way the jungles look. Very green. Like, the green is really striking with the photography, the cinematography. Scored by Hans Zimmer, very solid. Fits the film very well. The cast do their jobs well. Bruce Willis, I liked in the film. Some people said he was sleepwalking. I don't know, I liked him. I liked the way he played the character. It was pretty straightforward. Wasn't anything Oscar-worthy, but I liked him. I liked his sense of duty and I mean, pretty much what the story dictates. I thought Bruce Willis played it well for what he was supposed to do. The action scenes are fine. I don't really have much issues with the action scenes. I do think it's a bit too long. It's 2 hours straight up. Because by the time they get to the point where they get the doctor, they go to the chopper, they realize, hey, this is not right. They go back, they decide to take the rest of the people. We're like 43 minutes into the movie. I think if you did that by the 25-minute mark, you would still get what you need to do in the first 20-some minutes, but it would be a bit better pacing. Again, I do think there's 15 minutes you could cut out of this, and it'd go at a much clipped pace. Yeah, I know people say the characters are cliche. I guess, yeah, you could say that, and the fact that, no, you don't really get to know these guys, but I kind of understood because there wasn't really enough time to chat and talk about and pontificate about life, and part of me is like, that's not really what I want in this type of film. So I guess if you were to say, well, they're not really characters, I guess you'd have a fair point. Because it's not like you know anything about Cole Hauser or Eamon Walker or Johnny Messner. He's another one of the team members. Or even the villains. Like the villains, pretty much you know they're going after this group. You find out that amongst this group that Monica Bellucci had with the refugees, one of them's like the son of this president, which they thought the whole family was dead. No, he's still alive, so that's why this group of bad guys going after this group. So yeah, you don't have deep characterizations. I guess in this case I was fine with it, because I thought the actors, for what they need to do, they were believable. They handled the action scenes well. The emotion sequences, there's a point in their journey, they come across this village being attacked. Bruce Willis like, we're going to fuck them up. They do. Uses silenced pistols. They kill the rapists. They kill all these bad guys. And you see the turmoil and just all the dead bodies and the emotion on these U.S. Navy SEALs' faces and the way they react to it. And then the music by Hans Zimmer. There's a nice emotional core to the movie. You know, it's not, I don't think it's hollow. I don't think it's facetious is not the right word I'm looking for. It's not, I don't think it's bland or boring. I think maybe some people think this is a bland movie because you don't get deep with the characters. I thought, again, it worked well for what they need to be. Funny enough, one of the bad guys, I'm like, he looks familiar, and it's Peter Mensa. If you don't know who that is, he was Sergeant Brodsky, like the soldier that would not stay down in Jason X. And even by the end, he grabs Jason X and takes his ass to the atmosphere. He was also in the video game Dead Space. in the first Dead Space, one of the characters, I think his name was Zach, or Zachary, I can't remember his character name, but he's one of the characters you interact with in the first Dead Space. And they used his body and his voice. I thought that was really cool. Because I really do like the first two Dead Space days, but he's in the first one. So, oh, cool, that's Peter Mensa. And like I said, it's a very straightforward film. I actually appreciate that, because being straightforward does not always mean a bad thing. Yes, if you're going in different subplots or different deep characterizations, if it's done well, then yes, of course. But there's a lot of times where it's not done well. And I think for this movie, if it stopped to have, I don't know, flashbacks to each of these SEAL team members, I think that would hurt the pacing even more. I think in this case, it was more about the mission and the journey, seeing the turmoil, the fact that they actually did cast a lot of real Africans. That way, when they see when the village, the aftermath, and you see the Africans' real emotion, just they were tearing up, because this is stuff that really does happen over there. Kind of like in Rambo 4, when you see what happens in Burma, kind of similar to this, where you have these real atrocities. Granted, this is a form of entertainment, but it does give a nod to, no, this stuff does happen. This is how ruthless and vile it is over there. But we're not preaching to you for 40 minutes. But it's there for you to see, feel, get disgusted with. But it's still also... entertainment is the wrong word, but, it's still a movie to enjoy the action and things of that nature. Now, granted, I don't think it's the best Bruce Willis action film since Die Hard. Which, funny enough, Tony from Talking Pictures, probably one of the only people that gave this a positive review. Well, it did get 2 thumbs up. So. But yeah, I know this critically did not do well, aside from a couple critics liking it. But yeah, it got critically derailed. It didn't do well at the box office. It definitely did not make back its money. And... I guess the title, it was supposed to be the title for a 4th Die Hard film. And there was going to be a Die Hard film in the jungle. It wasn't the story, though. But it was the idea of John McClane in the jungle. I think there were people fixing radios or something. And somehow John McClane is there. I don't know the whole deal. But I think it was called, like, Die Hard, Tears in the Sun, something like that. And then Bruce Willis, something to the effect of, I'll do a Die Hard film, but... let me use this title for another movie. It seemed like this was a movie Bruce Willis was really gung-ho about, so... strange that he would fight with the director a lot. Because Antoine Fuqua did a nice job. Like I said, it's a good-looking movie. Like I said, the way the jungle looked, the way they behaved as a Navy SEAL unit. I don't know much about the military, so maybe if you know a lot about the military, you could pick this apart. I've never been in the military, so I would not notice that. And like I said, the score by Hans Zimmer, fairly good, especially in the third act. And it's funny, this person calls it a military thriller. Yeah, I could see that, not comparison, that... God, why am I going brain dead? It's a simple word. Why am I not think of it? Fuck, I'm brain dead now. I don't know why. Description. For some reason, I can't think of the word description. God damn. I need to get some sleep, which is too bad because I just woke up. And why do I keep doing that? This is an annoying fucking sound. God, this review's going down the tubes. Bring it back up a bit. Like I said, this is a movie that, doesn't get talked about a lot, and don't really see why. Like I said, I do think the pacing hurts a bit. There's about 15 minutes you cut out. Tom Skerritt, nice to see him in there. He's a guy. He was in Alien, on many other films, The Dead Zone. He sends Bruce Willis and his team on the mission. I guess if you're looking for something much more complicated in terms of plot and story, maybe this wouldn't be your film. But like I said, it's a very straightforward movie. They're on a mission to go to A to B. Then they're going to take these people to the border. People are after them. It's not wall-to-wall action, I will say. There's a point Bruce Willis stealthily kills someone. Maybe they leave a bomb or two. And then the scene in the village where they kill the people fucking with the villagers. And then the ending. So it's not like wall-to-wall action. But again, I keep going back to photography, like the bit where Bruce Willis is talking to Tom Skerritt and the rain is drenching down on everybody. I like the way that's shot. You know, the action scene at the end, it's not Michael Bay, but it's shot well enough so I understand what's going on. I'm not confused by the geography. I like the environment where you have these like tall reeds that Bruce Willis' crew have to go through as they try to get to the border and trying to get the planes to, in the nick of time, take care of the bad guys. Maybe that's one thing I would like to have seen, like Bruce Willis, at least what Peter Mintz says, some of these main bad guys like Bruce Willis, take them on one. I'm not saying you need like a fist fight, although I would not have minded, but maybe that's something that would be nice, like a little bit more fisticuffs with people. Like there's a point where they have to really get in there, go hand to hand. But I guess this isn't really that type of movie to do that. I don't know if you want to say try to be more realistic or less popcorn. Because it is trying to tell a serious story about what's going on in Africa. But again, it doesn't feel too preachy to me. But like I said, the combination of the direction by Antoine Fuqua, Bruce Willis is the lead, the actors doing their jobs well for what they needed to be, as, yeah, you don't know much about the SEAL team. If you have a problem with that, I don't know what to tell you. I just have to understand that, but again, they were fine for what they needed to be. Like I said, very straightforward film. Tears of the Sun. And yeah, I remember enjoying it in the theater. And I was saying, it's not, it probably would not be in my top 10 Bruce Willis movies. That would be the first 4 Die Hard films, Last Boy Scout, Fifth Element. I put Last Man Standing and Mercury Rising above it. Unbreakable. So there's other movies I would put above it. But, you know, it's not a film that I think deserves to be forgotten. And trash as much as it was by the critics back in the day. So, yeah. If you like military action films, it's one worthwhile to watch. It's a good one. So, with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.